tools for like getting the whole package. I would say that's why we use Grafana for that. So in this case, as I mentioned, OpenTelemetry works offer like the standard. So you need to send this data somewhere, and that's the good thing. Like OpenTelemetry does support like OpenTelemetry support like most of the vendors like Datadog, like New Relic, but it does support open source tools. So when you combine your OpenTelemetry with like tools like you can use Jagger, Zipkin, you can use Temple, you can use Prometheus, you can use Mimir, Loki, Elasticsearch. So you can combine with all those tools, and then we can, of course, have this on dashboards using Grafana, which is, I would say, one of the most used open source observability tool that we have. Um, so in this case, how it normally works. So normally you have set what we call your observability stack, where it will receive this data and process all this data, and then it can act on things like that. I would say, for example, in my job, what we use. So we have migrated actually from Datadog and New Relic to an entirely open source, which is hosted by ourselves. So our stack has like we use Temple, Grafana Temple for traces. We use Grafana Loki for logs, and we use Grafana Mimir for the metrics. So we send OpenTelemetry connects to all these guys and send this data to these three guys, and Grafana gets this information and create dashboards from these guys. And Mimir, for example, Mimir implements Prometheus and also other patterns, but Prometheus is the most common. And also it has its own alert manager. So you can create the rules, the alerting manager rules. You can even use Grafana for that. If you want to do it like in a really nice view, you can use Grafana to create your alerts based on the rules that you want. For example, okay, so if we see our error rate going beyond this thing, so we just trigger an alert, and this alert can connect to PagerDuty if you need like phone calls just to call you in the morning. It can like create Slack messages. It can send through email. It can send like in a lot of different formats. Unfortunately, most of these plugins are free, especially email and Slack. The problem is like we don't have like a free plugin for phone calls. So if you want something like that, you might need to pay, for example, for Twilio or for PagerDuty or another tool which can make phone calls. But for the basic like Slack messages and email, so we have like free plugins, and then we can use it with Grafana with no problem.
Yeah, but looking at that scenario described, if you're moving from Datadog and New Relic to an all open source structure, you're saving tons of dollars in the way, lots
Yeah,
of dollars. It just
that's
does it much more democratic if you're starting a new business and you're not able to afford paying a license. For bigger companies, that's okay, but for smaller ones, open source is key.
yeah. The good thing is that's why I'm saying this is why OpenTelemetry is really good at, because imagine, for example, so you are paying for New Relic and Datadog, so you can simply use OpenTelemetry to send data to your vendor. There is no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine that you just need to migrate to a new one, so you don't need to rewrite your things because you just need
Exactly.
to point your OpenTelemetry collector to a different server. So it's like a really nice really nice, transition.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a plug
so
and play because it follows a standard for open telemetry,
mhm,
and the vendors they will have an input for open telemetry
mhm.
format.
Yeah, and that's why I would say this is important, because actually vendor lock-in, I would say this is the most horrible thing that it can happen. Uh, we have we have like tons of microservices running. Here we run Java, and we were using like New Relic and Datadog uh, in general, and we are like burning about like almost 80K monthly in licensing and
Oh
data
my.
ingestion in users, because New Relic and Datadog, you pay by users, you pay by the number of the data that you ingest, and you pay by the number of queries that you do on your dashboards. So you pay like for everything that you do.
Number
Uh,
of categories you put
mm,
in your tags.
yeah, they are like really awesome. You can brighten your eyes when you see like all the things that they can do, but of course they charge you for that.
That's the cost
uh,
of the magic.
the cost of the magic. Yes, you're totally right. Yes.
Guys, let's just take a look on the comments here. Angelo also commented before avoiding excessive spam would also be a good practice. I believe he meant log spam. Yeah, absolutely, because this can also lead to performance issues as well. If that's logging too much garbage. If you just need to debug things while you're developing, you do log as a debug and remove it after, or just leave that as a debug, since it will not be logging on a production environment or even on a development environment. And here we have our awesome guy here as well. Hi everyone. Hi.
Hi,
And
Samuka.
yes, Samuka.
Samuel.
Try to remember